From KPRC Channel 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And I'm here with Valerie Peterson. We've been watching our Newsmakers program. You know, we're talking about elder care. She's the CEO of Elder Council. And this is a topic that's close to my heart. My father's 97 years old. A lot of things went on in my life. When I went to your website, I saw all of the things that we had to do. And so now with our society aging, how much bigger an issue is it becoming because of all of the challenges that come along with aging?
Sure. Cambrell, it is a huge issue. Families simply aren't prepared for this aging process and for what happens if a loved one becomes ill quickly and needs significant long-term care. We are diagnosing diseases sooner, we are living longer, we are spending more money for care, and we're going into it unprepared. But as you know, the side that's not talked about that much and that got me into this area is the emotional impact that illness, long-term care can have on a family. It is huge. But if they have planned ahead, if they've taken steps, and I call it planning the aging process, because we plan for retirement, we plan for vacations. What we don't plan for is aging, because it's not something we like to think about. But when families will do that and they think about who they want to make decisions for them if they can't, who's going to handle their finances if they are unable to, and then how are they going to access and pay for care, the stress on the family is so much less.
But it's a whole different mindset that you're asking people to do now. You know how difficult it is to get people even plan financial stuff. You know, they say, oh, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. They all become PhDs in procrastination, and then it's a problem. Right. So with this issue, it's a whole different challenge of trying to get people to do that. But I guess when you look at real life facts that show how many families are borderline destroyed because of it, maybe that's one of the incentives.
It is, and families will lose thousands of dollars. We see that in caregiver expenses. We also see that just in out-of-pocket expenses paid by these families for care. It can be, as we noted earlier, anywhere from $3,500 a month to over $7,000 a month. And again, most families can't afford that. Now, the good news is, even if those families have waited and a crisis does strike, elder law attorneys can still help those people. There are still things that can be done because there's issues surrounding nursing homes and admission into nursing homes, what residents' rights are. Unfortunately, many people don't know that, and they go into this situation already under stress and now asked to sign a lot of paperwork that frankly, not many people are looking at because they're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to take care of my spouse or I have to take care of mom or dad. And that can lead to some really dangerous consequences.
And so now some laws have changed recently that give the consumer a little bit more protection as a result?
Yes, we had some great rules, Cambrell, that just came down about a week and a half ago from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. They are the ones who set the rules for long-term care facilities that accept Medicare and Medicaid money, and frankly, that's most of them. And in these rules, they said no longer can nursing homes require a resident to sign what's called a binding arbitration agreement. And what that means is if a dispute arises, if I'm upset because my spouse is being abused or neglected in the nursing home, if I've signed one of those, I'm stuck with arbitration. And we know that settlements through arbitration are lower than what we could get if we went to court. So they can no longer require those. And now, this starts in November 28th. So people with existing binding arbitration agreements, those are still valid. Those are still in place.
Now, your organization, Elder Council, do you mostly advise people about what they can do or should do, or are you in the process of representing people when they have to go and file lawsuits, or is it a combination of both?
Elder Council, we're a membership organization, so attorneys belong to our organization, and it's those attorneys who are out there helping these families with planning for long-term care, with what we call crisis planning. If they're already in a facility, what can be done at that point? They're helping wartime veterans access benefits that most of them don't even know about. So that's how Elder Council works. We're training these. And
I found out that, for example, in trying to get my father, whose wife, his second wife, his wife is about 18 years younger. But as you get in those circumstances, you have to, a whole set of a new dynamic, really, as his care becomes an issue, and you have to figure out who's going to be medically responsible and all those kinds of things. So that's all a part of what you do to help people plan for those eventualities, correct?
It is indeed, and we tell people don't wait for a certain age to start this planning. Because as we saw, what is old? 83 certainly isn't old for many of us. There's a lot of 83-year-olds, as we've seen, out there doing some really wonderful things. So we tell people, when you are starting to think about retirement or nearing retirement, that's a great time to talk to an elder law attorney about the future and what could happen, because we want to make sure that your care needs are taken care of, your financial needs, that you're able to pass a legacy.
How late is too late? And when you get to, a lot of times when you're planning for your financial future, they say if you haven't saved X amount of dollars by a certain time, it's going to be problematic. At some point, once you start coming to you and you see the potential avalanche of money that may come out, how do you prepare for that?
The good news is, Cambrell, it's never too late. Because again, even if someone's in a facility and they're writing that $7,000 check every month and they don't have a whole lot left in their bank account, we can still help. And that's when programs, federal programs like Medicaid or the Veterans Administration, that's what we look at and say, okay, can we get these folks qualified so that they stop that hemorrhage of cash?
I think it's a fascinating subject. Elder Counsel, how do people get information about you?
Our website is eldercounsel.com, and if people are looking for an attorney, we have a button that says Find an Attorney. You can search by city, state, so we know that some people have parents in other states, so you can search that way and you'll find a really qualified and caring elder law attorney.
And I'll put this on our website as well so you can get that information. Really, really important topic. Valerie, thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.